In the first pale light of dawn, the barn stands silent and still. A low hum of distant fans barely stirs the air. 50,000 chicks wait beneath flickering bulbs, each one a delicate heater generating warmth unseen. Yet all around them, hidden in plain sight, expensive heat seeps through cracks in walls and ceilings. Curtains once meant to regulate light become conduits for cold drafts. Vents sit misaligned, leaking precious energy like a sieve. The farmer moves between rows, eyes fixed on the birds but blind to their thermal signatures. What if you could see what you cannot, feel the chill in the barn before it drains every resource? Infrared thermography makes the invisible visible. On a glowing screen, the barn transforms into a psychedelic tapestry of oranges, reds, and icy blues. Here, dark rivers of escaping heat wind along uninsulated ceilings and walls. There, pockets of deep blue signify cold spots where chicks huddle in discomfort. This vivid display raises urgent questions. How much energy slips away each hour? How many extra feed grams do stressed birds consume just to generate their own warmth? And most critically, what if this barn could learn, adapt, and correct itself without human guesswork? Our story begins with that question. Deep within these walls lies untapped potential for energy savings, animal welfare, and sustainable profit. Across the global poultry industry, barns leak enough heat nightly to power thousands of homes. Addressing these leaks can reduce energy costs by up to 22% within 24 months and slash carbon emissions by tons each year. Yet most farms rely on fixed thermostats and manual checklists, leaving both birds and budgets at risk. Before today, this barn was just another structure filled with shimmering dust motes and restless flocks. It was a battleground for climate control, a constant struggle between mechanical power and biological need. But as dawn breaks fully, we enter a new chapter. A moment arrives when empathy and technology intersect, giving rise to the Digital Coop. Mapping the metabolism. Imagine for a moment that every chick becomes a living sensor sending data in real time. That is exactly what happens when a network of IoT thermal sensors weaves an invisible web through the barn's rafters and floors. Each sensor uses infrared and motion detection to capture the tiny thermal pulses emanating from each bird. A single sensor might cover 50 birds, sampling surface temperatures and movement patterns dozens of times per minute. Raw streams of high-resolution data flow into a central AI control engine. Here, machine learning algorithms translate temperature readings into behavioral insights. Is a cluster of birds crowding a single corner? They feel a cold draft. Are flocks separating into small, restless groups? They need more consistent warmth. By analyzing these patterns over hours, days, and flocks of different ages, the AI refines its model of ideal comfort zones for chicks at every stage of growth. This mapping phase is both scientific and empathetic. It transforms metabolic heat into actionable intelligence. Thermographic visualizations pulse in vivid detail, revealing not only leaks in insulation, but also the internal climate dynamics shaped by the birds themselves. The barn stops feeling like inert walls and metal beams. It becomes a living organism, breathing and reacting to each metabolic fluctuation. Mini-hook. Imagine the barn speaking your language, whispering temperature adjustments before a chick even hiccups. Data scientists call it predictive climate control. Farmers simply call it peace of mind. Micro-adjustments may sound small, but when each vent shifts by fractions of a millimeter and each heater dims by mere watts, the cumulative effect is transformative. The Digital Coop records every correction, updating its behavior in real time and evolving its understanding of this unique flock's needs. The invisible hand. Once the digital map is drawn, the AI control engine takes its first decisive action. It calculates optimal vent positions down to hundredths of a degree and adjusts electric heaters by microwatts. The grandeur of this moment lies in its subtlety. A vent clicks open by half a millimeter, a heater's glow softens imperceptibly. There is no fanfare, only a gentle change in air pressure and temperature. Every change unfolds at a methodical pace that honors the barn's inhabitants. Fans modulate their hum to match the flock's expanding warmth. Heaters exhale whispers of heat rather than blasts of energy. The audible clicks of vent fins feel as calming as a metronome, each one a promise of equilibrium restored. Thermographic cameras record these adjustments in real time, painting the scene in psychedelic color shifts. Blues recede as warmth fills the barn. Orange streaks fade, only to be replaced by uniform yellows and gentle reds. The system continuously compares current readings with predictive models, iterating new commands dozens of times per minute. Mini hook. What if micromillimeter adjustments could save you 30% on energy bills? In this barn, every click answers that question. The AI also accounts for external variables. A sudden gust of wind outside, a shift in barometric pressure, even the faintest drift in humidity. Nothing escapes its sensors. The control engine seamlessly integrates weather data and historical performance, ensuring that each micro-adjustment anticipates challenges before they arise. In the space of hours, the barn settles into a new rhythm. The temperature differential between air and bird surface consistently narrows to within a degree. The so-called thermal gap virtually vanishes. Stress responses plummet. Feed consumption stabilizes. Growth resumes its smooth, natural curve. Case study of farmer's transformation. On a neighboring farm just miles away, farmer Elena once battled skyrocketing fuel bills and restless flocks. Her team upgraded their barn with the Digital Coop system 6 months ago. Now, she reviews live dashboards each morning. She sees energy use drop week after week, carbon emissions halve, and feed costs follow suit. But the most striking change is in her birds. They wander calmly under a gentle glow, pecking leisurely rather than flocking in panic. Elena remembers nights when she'd inspect drafty curtains with a flashlight, guessing at the problem. Today, she receives an alert on her phone, pinpointing a tiny insulation breach. She schedules a targeted repair that afternoon. No more blind fixes, no more runaway bills. Mini hook. From blind fixes to pinpoint repairs, this is precision farming redefined. The welfare win. With the barn now a precision instrument, we witness its greatest triumph: improved animal welfare. Calm chicks explore open floor space instead of huddling in fearful clusters. Their feathers fluff fully, their posture stands firm, and their chirps carry a note of contentment rather than distress. Extensive research reveals that when temperature is held within ideal comfort zones, cortisol levels drop dramatically. Chicks exhibit fewer signs of dehydration and respiratory illness. Mortality rates dwindle. Feed conversion ratios improve by measurable margins, often between 4 and 6% more efficient. These gains compound daily, converting to significant resource savings and healthier flocks. Farm veterinarians note a decrease in medical interventions, fewer antibiotics, fewer corrective measures for frostbite or heat stress. Animals demonstrate resilience. They adapt more readily to gradual changes, be it a seasonal shift or a temporary power fluctuation. The Digital Coop doesn't just control temperature, it nurtures stability. Farmers, once skeptical of high-tech solutions, now speak of their barns with affection. They monitor dashboards showing real-time sensor readouts, predictive insights, and clear metrics on feed use, growth rates, and energy consumption. A single interface reveals a holistic view of the barn's health, both biological and mechanical. Mini Hook, efficiency through empathy becomes more than a slogan, it becomes a daily reality. Meanwhile, sustainability professionals tally the environmental benefits. An 18 to 22% decrease in energy costs corresponds to tons of avoided carbon emissions annually. Local power grids experience reduced peaks in demand. The barn, once a silent energy sink, transforms into a net benefactor of grid stability. Beyond numbers, the Digital Coop fosters a deeper connection between humans and animals. Farmers report heightened empathy, noting subtle behavioral cues in their flocks they would have otherwise missed. Data becomes a translator between two worlds. The zero-waste future. As the sun reaches noon, our vision widens. This single barn serves as a model for a global shift in indoor agriculture. Imagine row upon row of precision-controlled environments, from poultry to pigs, greenhouses to hydroponic farms, each linked by IoT and governed by AI. In this future, heat leaks become relics of the past. Insulation improvements, guided by thermographic surveys, eliminate primary culprits in ceilings and walls. Automated curtain systems adjust on multiple axes to block drafts before they form. Ventilation pathways self-configure to balance fresh air exchange with thermal retention. Farmers adopt predictive maintenance, replacing seals and panels only when sensors detect declining performance. Slippage in thermal efficiency triggers alerts, prompting targeted repairs rather than broad, costly overhauls. Every component gains a digital twin, a virtual mirror constantly diagnostic and self-optimizing. Costs of adoption drop as technology scales. Small and mid-sized operations access the same AI-driven HVAC blueprints once exclusive to industrial facilities. Open-source algorithms empower local developers to tailor systems to regional climates and regulatory frameworks. A community of practice emerges, sharing best practices and real-world data. Mini Hook, the Digital Coop evolves from a single innovation into a movement. By eliminating waste, farms achieve zero-waste ambitions. Energy bills shrink, feed usage falls, and carbon footprints plummet. Consumers benefit from predictable supply chains and ethically produced protein. Governments update standards to encourage digital climate control in agricultural policy. Communities transform as barns become sources of clean and stable local infrastructure. Excess heat repurposes for adjacent greenhouses or livestock water heating. Microgrids integrate farm-based renewables, storing solar surplus in thermal batteries and dispatching it when demand peaks. The synergy between biology and machinery drives local resilience. Future vision, scaling across industries. The principles pioneered in poultry houses extend far beyond chicken barns. In greenhouse operations, thermal sensors track plant transpiration and soil temperature, guiding microclimate adjustments for optimal growth. In pig farms, precise heat regulation reduces stress and enhances meat quality. In aquaculture, water temperature and dissolved oxygen sensors feed AI models that maintain perfect conditions for fish health. Across all sectors, the Digital Coop ethos, precision through empathy, reshapes our relationship with agriculture. We move from brute force heating and cooling to intelligent orchestration, where every watt of energy serves a living purpose. We honor biology not as a cost center, but as a partner in efficiency. Conclusion. Our journey began in a silent barn at dawn, where invisible leaks threatened both flock and farmer. We introduced the Digital Coop, a living, breathing system of sensors, AI, and precision controls. Micro adjustments restored balance, eased animal stress, and unlocked new levels of efficiency. We witnessed calmer, healthier chicks thriving in optimized conditions. We saw feed conversion rates improve and energy costs decline by nearly a quarter. We explored farm transformations like Elena's, where pinpoint repairs and real-time insights revolutionized daily operations. We imagined a future where every indoor farm operates as a finely tuned bioreactor for natural growth. From greenhouses to aquaculture, the same empathy-driven technology promises sustainable profit and animal welfare. This is the promise of precision through empathy, a harmonious partnership between living creatures and digital intelligence. The greatest battles for our planet may not be waged in stadiums or parliaments, but in humble barns, greenhouses, and water tanks, where invisible leaks meet intelligent solutions. Discover how integrating IoT and AI technologies in poultry farming can revolutionize energy efficiency and animal welfare, setting a new standard for sustainable agriculture.